Want to bring in former New York City Mayor and Trump supporter Rudy Giuliani right now. Mr. Mayor, great to see you.
Good morning.
How are you feeling today?
I feel great this morning. I got in at 3:30 after the last rally in Michigan, which was quite exciting to have 25,000 people there at midnight to 1 in the morning. Was a big boost, and I've been campaigning all weekend. I don't even want to tell you how many states because I can't remember.
I mean, he was like a machine. You guys were
well, I joined him last night in Pennsylvania, in Scranton, but I spent the whole day yesterday in Pennsylvania, the day before it in Nevada, the day before it in Colorado. So I got to see the ground machine in person, which people think doesn't exist.
Yeah, tell us about that.
Sometime around 6 o'clock this evening, they'll figure out actually does exist in huge numbers and has been highly computerized in Austin, Texas. And the second thing I think that he has going for him, and he can look at any poll and see it, he's got about a 10% enthusiasm gap over her, even in polls in which he's behind. So to me, a 10% enthusiasm gap translates itself into a 2 to 3 point plus in any poll that you're looking at. Because if people are more enthusiastic about you than about me, more of them are going to turn up for you than me, no matter how good my pull operation is.
And that's the reason she's getting all these celebrities to try to get
ramp it up. Yeah, of course.
Robert
I mean, she was. I knew this all summer. I'm drawing bigger crowds than she is. When I go to places.
Even with the likes of Lady Gaga, Bruce Springsteen.
She still can't match his crowds.
Beyonce and Jay-Z, she still can't match his crowds.
Can't come close. Last night in Michigan, the stadium was full. Its capacity is about 14,000, and there was about half the number outside at midnight. And this has been going on since August. There's a reason for that. She represents more of the same that people don't like, 60, 65%, 70%. He represents change. Now, you either buy into that change or you don't. But if you do buy into that change, you're enthusiastic. People are never enthusiastic for the status quo. They vote for it, but they don't get enthusiastic about it.
So what matters more, the crowds, Robert, or the polls?
I don't think the crowds is what makes an election. Obviously, there's big rallies for Donald Trump, but the secretary has an organizational structure second to none. She has over 1 million volunteers. No disrespect to the mayor, but they're being very tactical where they actually do their rallies. They're near early voting polls. There's a reason they had certain rallies in Florida and Nevada. And when you look at Nevada, John Ralston, who's really the expert in Nevada polling, kind of says he thinks Nevada's over. And if Nevada's over, it's a tough lane for Donald Trump to go down.
What about that?
Nevada's not critical. You are right.
It's not critical?
No. North Carolina is critical.
That would be a first.
No, Nevada's not critical.
Okay.
If he wins Florida, and he wins North Carolina, and he holds on to Ohio, and he takes 2 or 3 of the other.
What would be those others?
Like a Michigan?
Like a Michigan,
Minnesota. We've heard this before. This is what Romney's people said in 2012 when they went to Michigan, Minnesota, Pennsylvania the week of. And it will be interesting.
Both sides should feel good. We'll see.
There's a different Michigan for Trump than there is for Romney or McCain. Romney and McCain were traditional Democrats. In the case of Trump, he speaks right to the needs of the Michigan voter. The auto industry gone because of NAFTA. Who signed NAFTA? Bill Clinton. Who supported NAFTA? Hillary Clinton. So people come to the rallies whose jobs were lost to factories in Mexico. And he's speaking right to it. He's also speaking to the coal industry, which bleeds over a little bit into Michigan. Certainly the steel industry, when he talks about being tough on trade. Then the question becomes in Michigan, what's the black turnout going to be? Because the way you win in Michigan as a Democrat is you get a heavy black turnout in Detroit, it overcomes the white turnout in the rest of the state. Well, is it going to be Obama numbers, in which case she wins?
It hasn't looked like that.
If it's not going to be Obama numbers, then we're going to have a horse race in Michigan. Oh, by the way, also in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
I mean, Pennsylvania.
That's an important one. Some people write off Pennsylvania like it'll never happen.
When you take Pennsylvania out, when you take Philadelphia out, Pennsylvania is a Republican state. So now the question is, does she do the 500,000 that Obama did, or does she do 400,000?
No.
If she does 400,000, she loses the state.
What happened in Pennsylvania? She was so far ahead a couple of weeks ago. It seems like of all the
people
states...
figured out she's anti-Second Amendment. The state takes the first Monday of December off to go shooting. So that's a tough...
Listen, Pennsylvania...
Number two, well, let me finish the answer. Number two, they figured out she doesn't want coal miners to go back to work. A lot of them are ex-coal miners. Number three, they figured out she's pro-trade agreements that have taken close to 1.5 million jobs from Pennsylvania, and those people are all sitting in the middle of the state. So she's a really bad candidate for Pennsylvania, except for the city of Philadelphia. Huh. She goes against the grain of what's going wrong in Pennsylvania.
She's got to be...
Well, listen, many of the polls have her at 4% up in Pennsylvania, which is a landslide, by the way. Okay, Obama won by 4.5% in Pennsylvania.
Wasn't she double digits just a few weeks ago?
Double digits in swing states aren't happening. Okay, so everything tightens up in the swing states. Why? They're swing states.
So you were expecting that?
Okay, so listen, Obama won by a landslide. He won by under 5% in Pennsylvania. Swing states are swing states for a reason. Okay, I would respectfully disagree with the mayor. Okay, the white suburban women are coming out for Hillary. The millennials are coming out for Hillary. The educated universities are coming out for Hillary. We'll see. This is what makes an election. I do not think that she'll be losing Michigan, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania. But if she does, then you're right. Then tomorrow will be a different day.
There are more than 2 million white high school educated voters in the state of Pennsylvania who did not come out in 2012, and Trump's counting on a big chunk of them coming out.
Well, there's also that. The factor is that Trump won the primaries, and we'll see if that converts into the general election by bringing out voters who hadn't voted at all or hadn't voted in 2 or 3 cycles.
Yeah, that's what he keeps talking about.
If he can do that again, then all the models are off, because none of the pollsters have been able to model that, because they don't know how to model it.
Yeah.
There's no model for it.
Because we have a heart out. Your advice to Hillary Clinton right now?
Well, I think today there's no more advice. I think actually last night was a great close with the president, the first lady, Bill Clinton, and Hillary. They had a great close last night.
Mr. Mayor, any advice for Donald Trump?
No, stay home and relax. Enjoy yourself. I mean, at this point, there isn't much you can do to affect the vote. If you go and campaign somewhere today, you'll pull your people from get out the vote.
Okay.
I mean, and in fact, I'm sure Hillary Clinton considered it. We considered it to go places, but then that's 20 people that aren't getting the vote out.
All right, we got to jump. Mayor Giuliani, good to see you.